Wow. Here we go again, another Friday. Yeah, between 9 a.m. and, of course, 10 a.m. It's all about the Women's Resource Outreach Center and the Women's, I have here, Empowerment Benevolent Society. Yes, they are here. They're in the house. And we have a very, very, very potent topic. Today, it's all about sisterhood and gender-based violence. That's the theme. And the topic, how can sisterhood alleviate GBV and strengthen communities? Because GBV
business
I feel we concern. Same so it go. We welcome Nadia Brown, Doreen Knight, and Lorna McCarthy, a powerhouse of a team here once again. So my sister queens, how are you doing this Friday morning?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
We're doing wonderful, thank you.
So no labor.
Giving God thanks for all that He has been doing for us.
Right. The last time you were here, you said we're going to see you next week. That was the last time I saw you. I don't see you again, Lorna. One time I don't see you again.
Fortunately.
The next week was supposed to be the cake sale, and I'm still waiting patiently for that cake sale. I'm not giving up on that cake sale. No.
Okay, for that week, the following week, my husband was here.
Oh, is your husband that?
Yes.
Oh, what? McCarthy, right? Oh, my word. Duh, Isis. Duh. That was a great program.
Yeah.
That was a great program last week, man. Yes. Very, very powerful program. Yes. And we're into another powerful program this week, as I said, how can sisterhood alleviate GBV and strengthen communities? So, let's start at the beginning. Great place to start, right? So, I'm going to start with Nadia, of course. I'm going to start with Nadia and go to Nadia's right. Nadia, what does sisterhood mean to you? First question for everybody. What does sisterhood, first of all, mean to you with regards to the organization, of course?
To the organization.
Yes.
All right, well, sisterhood involves a deep bond among women. So we're sisters
here.
Right. Rooted in shared experiences and mutual support. This bond can manifest in various forms, such as peer group, our society, the Women's Empowerment Benevolent Society, support groups, and just advocacy organizations that work together to address and prevent GBV, because that's what we're here about. Yeah, so that's what it means to me. And the community.
For me, sisterhood meaning that we come together as women, whether, as older women or younger women, coming together for one common goal, and that is to eradicate GBV.
Okay, so GBV, I support it so much because we really are against violence against women, especially. So when we first started the program, Miss Vassell, who was piloting us in that first initial state, she said, we don't call anybody Miss or Miss, we say sister. So we address everybody as sister. So we are one, sisters, not biologically, but we are sisters.
Like an extended family.
Yes.
Right.
And when you say sisters, it feels so much more
close.
You feel like, okay.
Bond.
When you would have said, huh?
A
Bond.
special bond.
Right. There's a special bond there. So when you say Mr. or Miss, you're more inclined to say, well, if anything I will go on, it can go on because I'm just Mr. and Miss.
It's not my family.
I'm not family. I'm not extended family. So that's very important. So what are some key characteristics, back to you, Nadia, of a strong supportive sisterhood that can help in addressing GBV?
Well, some of the characteristics is empathy. We need empathy and understanding, right? That is a very, very, very strong characteristic, right? Because in order to help your sister, you need to understand where she's coming from. You need to can relate in some sort of way. So we need empathy and understanding. We need solidarity.
Powerful word there. Yeah,
Very
man, you
strong.
need that solidarity.
Yes, we have to come together and help one another. Another one is safety and trust. Because whatever my sister says to me right now, she can trust me.
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality.
Yeah.
That's it. Right. And advocacy, because who else is gonna speak out and fight for us than us?
Mm-hmm.
So and resource sharing. If I can provide the meat, Doreen can provide the rice, Miss Lana can provide the sugar. You know, we need to can come together and share our resources. So those are
Absolutely.
some of my characteristics.
So we're going to go back to the Women's Empowerment Benevolent. So I'm going to go with Miss Doreen and Miss Lorna as well. Back the question to you. How can sisterhood and community initiatives help in raising awareness about GBV? That is very, very important, to raise the awareness. How does the Benevolent Society work, or hope to work even some more, with regards to initiatives to raise awareness?
We hope to work whereby we gather persons, so we be community mobilizer. So we go into the community and getting persons understanding, as what Nadia said, and we have a safe environment for them to able to trust and for them to speak out to, because as I have on this shirt, you know, Cry of the Silent, you know, it's a book written by my pastor, and
What is the name of it? The Cry of what?
Cry of the Silent.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Yeah, she wrote a book.
Yes, so it's entailing a lot of stuff that she went through, the different
Personal,
abuses.
yeah.
As you know, she went through gender-based violence also. So I distinctly wore it this morning to highlight it. So that's another way of showing awareness.
Of course.
You know, because here she went through so much. She went through different form of abuse and GBV, and she did not let that stop her from becoming a pastor, a teacher, and you know, the list goes on. So that is just showing that we can do the very same also, because many of the times we have hidden talent within us.
Can you come closer to the mic for us, please? Yeah, everybody come closer to their mic so we can hear them. Yeah.
Many of the time we are born with hidden talents, and because of the abuse that we go through, we are not able, you know, we put down ourselves and we become victim. But instead of being a victim, we try to push forward to be successful, so that we can show awareness and show even those that abuse us that we are indeed important too. So it's important that, you know, we come together and show awareness, and you know, the different stakeholders coming together to let that happen, not only nationwide but universal. So that means both overseas and local coming together to find out, and that persons are safe in sharing their experience, so that others can know that are suffering, know that they too can come forth and break the silence.
It's interesting about the pastor. She wrote the book before she became a pastor, or after? Do you know?
No, this was written last year.
Okay, so she was a pastor already.
Yes, when she's a pastor for many years.
Right. So it's interesting that, because, you know, sometimes there's a stigma. People don't want to necessarily say, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a pastor, so they don't want to talk about abuse. But it's interesting that she was still able to write a book.
Yes.
And I'm sure that was empowering for women in the community.
Yes.
Right?
Sorry I didn't carry the book.
Yeah. Next time.
Yes, next time.
Right. So, yeah, man, that was a good example.
Yes.
Miss Lorna,
Yeah.
your take on it now.
Okay, so repeat the question.
All right. You know, see that I say to that, you know. I'll forget which question I'm going to ask you.
The awareness.
The awareness, right, in the communities, based on even the empowerment group.
Okay, so
How to make people more aware of what it is that you're doing in terms of gender-based violence. Yeah.
Okay, so there are so many ways that we can do this. Physically, emotionally. We're living in a community, well, people would call it a inner city.
Inner
It's a
city,
inner
winner
city
city, I like
community.
to say. Inner city, winner city.
Right.
So no, that's inner city. We're winning.
So we see things and we know about things happening. But there are points when we can go in on the situation and we can talk to persons. I myself have been abused over the years also, but I have not allowed it to keep me back. And so I am a part of this benevolent group now. And we go forward in going out, reaching out to people all the time. We try to talk to people, we try to encourage them, to empower them, to understand that you don't have to sit in your situation. You can be empowered. You can go out. You can achieve. You can. We had a training course there some time ago where people were learning to do computer and doing maths. And a lady there, she's in her 70s now. She did her CXC.
Wow.
And she got her maths.
Yes.
So we do these things to get out to people so people can understand that you don't have to sit there and say, I can't read, I can't write, whatever the case may be. I may have to wait on the man, or I have to wait on whoever. But we can empower ourselves. I encourage them to empower themselves. So as soon as a program starts, I always reach out to persons. I have introduced persons to programs that we have had, and now I know one of them is a principal for a basic school. And she was a woman who go around and wash clothes for people. The young lady left school. She wasn't doing anything. I introduced her to the heart program training.
Right.
And now she is studying to be a lawyer.
Oh,
She works with the
powerful.
tax office. And, they are going forward. And these people are empowered through my introduction of empowerment. So these are some of the things that we do to empower people.
Excellent.
And another way to raise awareness is basically what these ladies are saying. Just live a life of example. Because person in the community see your struggles. Don't think they don't see. They see what you're going through, right? And then for you to be a part of a society, for you to take up some training, for you to make something out of yourself and be doing something, that's another way to raise awareness. A lady might look at you and say, hey, say Sister Dawn used to get some lick, but look on her now. You see me say she don't make that all her down. She go back to school. She try to make something of herself. She's doing her little business right now. So that's a great way to raise awareness. Just live by example.
And there are a lot of persons who would say to me, how you do it? Do you have training going on at Rock so we can join in to get stuff done? And they want to be like me. They want to hold up their head up high and walk proud because they are women. You don't have to hold on your head because you have 6 children.
No.
You can move up.
So do you find then that because, everybody was abused, right? Everybody here, all of you
Some
were.
form of- yes.
Some form of
Some
abuse.
form.
Right. Do you find that these young women in the community feel more optimistic, for want of a better word, to know then that all of you, when you go out and talk to them, you were abused, and then look at you now. Look what you have accomplished. Do they become inspired then by your situation, that what you went through, and then you overcame?
Yes, because you have persons within the community, as what Nadia said, they would know your situation, but you don't let that define your future. And sometimes you don't even know that they are looking up to you. Sometimes, things will be happening around and they will say, no, man, she, especially if you're a child of God and you're living. And that is why I agree with my team member is that, live the life. That you have been aware and been empowered. And yes, there are persons that will look up to you and know that, yes, you have changed. Sometimes person would even talk about your past and person will be there that say, hey, look at her now. So, I'm much brighter, my face much lighter, and I've achieved more. So, that's great. It's a great feeling.
I've had persons say to me, you can't walk on and tell people you were abused. And to that, I will say, I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor.
Oh.
Right? And I will shout it on the mountaintop. I was abused. And guess what? Look at me now, as Doreen said, right? It's not me, right? That was my past. That was something that happened to me, right? That was my story to tell. Of course. Right? And I believe that by telling somebody, hey, I went through this, but guess what? I overcame.
Yes.
Right? I survived. Right? So you can too. You might be going through something similar, something worse, but you can survive. You see me? I say, so talk about it. I have no problem telling somebody I was abused.
No problem.
That is my past. That is not me now. That was something that I endured and I survived.
So you don't feel ashamed? What
I'm
about
not ashamed.
What about the stigma? Because people put a stigma on you, you know. Talk
Yes.
about how you deal with that stigma. Oh, look how she go on, but them choose to get beaten.
Yeah, man, of course, he beat me, but guess what? Me never stay and take it. I spoke to somebody, I talk about it, and I left. Right? That is my accomplishment. I left. And I empowered myself. So yes, I went through it, but it guess what? It is so prevalent. There are so many. When you check the statistics, 1 in every 4 women have suffered some form of abuse, some way, shape, or form. Right? But it is just a story. It is just our past. We survive it. So yes, there's a stigma attached to it. But guess what? I want to live a life, for example. I want to help another young lady suffering through it, like the same way the nurse helped me and spoke to me.
It was a nurse that you went to?
Well, I was in the hospital, and a nurse.
You were in the hospital based on her abuse? Or it was something else?
Because, all right, so I was in the hospital.
If you don't want to speak about it, you don't have to. You
Right,
don't have to if you
right,
don't want to get
right,
into
right.
details.
So
It's
yes,
okay.
it was something to do with the abuse.
Okay.
Right. So I was in the hospital, and the nurse looked at me and said, "Look at you, a nice, pretty black girl, and you're there, make man. No, you can't. Look how you're nice, right?" And I look into myself, and I'm saying, after nothing wrong with me. When I walk on the road, I still have my confidence, I still look good. So why should I suffer through this and not try to seek help? You see me? I say, if my story can inspire somebody, I will speak it. I will shout it on the anywhere I can say it. I will talk about it because I'm not ashamed.
Of course.
So while Narda said that she had somebody to talk to, well, I didn't have physical person to talk to but the Lord. So while I was in my depression, locked away from family, my children, it was the Lord that I spoke with. So some
Big
persons
man.
go through a lot, and here I am. And just as Nadia, there was a time when I was ashamed. And sometimes when if your family member would bring your past to you, you know, one time I will feel down and feel away, but hey, Christ give me that boldness now, so I'm able. Yes, I am an overcomer, and that's the name of my ministry that I go to, the Overcomers Christian Ministry. Yes. So indeed, I am an overcomer.
Right.
Yeah, the same
Lorna.
thing I could say for myself. There are persons who know some stuff that I have been through and all of that, and they say, but I don't understand how you still look young. You don't even look your age. You always have a smile. I walk with my head up high, my shoulders straight, and I walk and I feel nice with myself and I feel comfortable, and I feel very proud of myself. And if it's a case that I would see somebody with going through a situation, and I would say encourage them or so, and they would and I would tell them some of what I have been through. Them say, "So how you do it? How you do it?" I say, "I did it through God, because Ephesians chapter 4 verse 13 said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Yes, so you can do it with the strength of God, with the help of God. As one preacher said, sometimes people see you walking with a smile, driving a nice car, going to work, going around the business, and they don't even know that you owe so much money, or you owe so much issues to deal with. But you just keep a smile on your face. I am really those persons who really have some situations, I feel like they can't do better, they have to live. Where I was living, there's a man there who was beating his girlfriend. And I was in my house and I heard her, and she was shouting at him, and I tell her to shut up and box her up. And I just come out my house and I went downstairs and I said, "Listen, stop. Don't put your hand back on her." Really? I mean, I didn't even know if he was going to retaliate with me or anything. But just come out and said, "Don't lick her again. Don't put back your hand on her."
Stop?
Yeah, him stop.
So what was the look on his face and hers?
He was aggressive towards her.
No, I mean when you say stop, don't put your hand back on her. What was the scenario right there?
Him just turned around and said, all right, Miss Lana, me hear you.
Wow, just like that.
Yeah, me just said, stop. Don't put your hand on her again. Don't do it.
And what she did? What she was.
Well, them went in and talk and whatever. I didn't even go back and ask them what I didn't.
You just know at that point in time you had to stop.
Impulse just pushed me out of my house. And I said, I don't ask them anything more because we know when them take me a meddling.
No, yeah, man. Cool.
So at that point, me just feel powerful. Me just feel like extra power just come over me, and I said, stop! Don't do it again. Don't put back your hand on her.
Wow.
Me said the devil want you to kill her. Don't do it. And me just walk away.
Good for you. You. You were impacting, and that's what this sisterhood is all about.
Right.
Really.
Miss Lana mentioned something, and I just wanted to address that because in our society today, persons like a domestic situation, you will have persons saying that I'm a woman business that so me not get involved.
Yeah.
Right. No, I can respect that and I can understand because we'll face facts. Most of the times if you intervene 10 minutes, them go back and them will vex with you because the interview.
You're coming at them thing.
But guess what? I don't care. I'm going to say something. You might be tactful in the way you approach it.
Yeah.
Right? So you might not go out and get involved right away. You might see the young lady or the gentleman because men are abused as well. One way and you will try to engage them in conversation. Say, hey, I see this is happening. Would you like to speak about it? Try to find a tactful way if you approach the individual, the abused. And say something. Even if you don't want to say to them, call somebody, call the police. If they go to church, talk to the pastor. But see something and do something.
Yeah.
Say something.
You can be saving a life.
You can be saving a life because that young lady or that young man might be afraid.
Of course.
Right?
They usually are.
They usually are. So I would advise say something. Say something.
Be outspoken when it comes on to it.
Yes.
Lana, you look so like you have a story. You look like you're thinking that you're reminiscing about something that
see, you see, when these things happen, when we have this kind of discussion, it carries me way back into my childhood coming up. It's a lot of stuff. That, that happened. Yeah. And I hate to remember what had happened. But I tell myself, this is not going to hold me down. It's not going to hold me back. I'm going forward in spite of. It's a lot of stuff. And I was watching a program on the TV since week and listening to this young lady talking her history, what she have been through and her comeback days now. And it brought tears to my eyes because I remember it reminds me so much of me, and people are really going through some stuff.
Yes, man.
And people don't really understand. I remember I saw that particular young lady because she lived in our community. And I said to her, I don't hear anything more about you. You win the competition and I don't hear anything more about you. What's going on? She said, my dear, it's a lot if I tell you what happened. So Mr. say, don't link up with so and so and so and so. And she said, I tried to link up with a particular person and I wouldn't tell you what was the response. And I said, wow. And then it was when she did the interview that I understand where she coming from and what was going on with her. So it is a lot for some people and it brings back a lot of memories to me.
Right, yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Nadia can give out your numbers and I will give mine also for in studio.
Sure. So it's 876-929-8873 or 876-805-9147. You can WhatsApp or call us.
Okay. 658-208-8512. 658-208. Please call us. Me no want nobody to text me after the show and say, then Miss Isis, what did this say? Call during the program. All the persons are here, the rock representatives, please call during the program. All right? Going to take a quick pause for the calls and we're going to come back. Soon come. Violence with the Women's Outreach Center Rock. Join us while we cover GBV. I feel with business, I feel with concern. Every Friday at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Roots 96.1 FM, hosted by yours truly, Denise Isis Miller. Together we can create a safer and more empowered world for all. Invest in women. Accelerate progress.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. All carry-on items should now be stowed securely, either in an overhead bin or under the seat in front of you.
Join me, Sugar Wayne Watkins, every Friday afternoon, 2 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. for The Flight. Coming through the airwaves of Roots 96.1 FM. The Flight is a musical journey with features and information. That's The Flight, Fridays, 2 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. with your host, Sugar Wayne Watkins, on Roots 96.1 FM, the voice of the inner city.
Poetry jam. You have raspberry jam, you have guava jam, you have pineapple jam, but nothing no sweet like poetry jam and Roots 96.1. Every Monday evening from 6 till 8, Isa Char will tell you that straight. Poetry jam. Poetry jam. Roots 96.1.
Devastated by your losses, dazed by disbelief, displaced by the trail of death and disaster, hoping to find relief. Surrounded by the rubble of your life, you don't know how to begin, how to dream again, or how to to give in, but you're a survivor, preserved for God's plan, and overcomer, poised to rebuild your land. You can start over like a true warrior, pick up the pieces and start again. Because survivors never quit, they stand to the end. Confronted by this crucial encounter, crushed by the fierce winds, you're sufficed with a wealth of hope and resilience. No, you're not a victim. And in spite of your circumstances, you were destined to win. So you can dream again, you can live again. Only don't give in, 'cause you're a survivor.
Hey, what an awesome song this is. I love this song by Glacier Robinson, Survivor. What are your thoughts on this song, man? Isn't it a powerful song?
It's very powerful. I love it. I love it.
That's a song you should win with.
It was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's timeless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's timeless because
Yeah.
we're survivors
There's
for
no
sure.
border in it.
So I want to ask you now, everyone, what role do you see men playing in combating domestic violence within the church and society at large? Now, as I said, last week's program was awesome. You know, with our pastors who were here, you know, and it was a powerful program. What are your thoughts on that in terms of men in general and in particular the church? in combating, the situation, even though it's about sisterhood, but at the same time, we need their support.
We do. We need our men to be our allies. We need them to step up, man. All the other men accountable. Hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Because they're the only person who can help us right now. So if they see another man abusing a woman, speak up. Because honestly, most of these men, they only have, what they call it, women's strength, No, it's true. It's so true. They only have women's strength, and if them start abuse a woman and a next man step to them, they will back down.
True.
Yeah. So we need our men to protect. See a woman, man, protect them. They're allies. Speak out against violence.
Yes.
Support survivors.
Need as allies. That's the operative word, Nadia.
Yes.
Allies.
We need it. We need it. And also we need them to help us to advocate for our cause, advocate against GBV. Yeah, man. And don't entertain these men, because you will have there in a local rumbar setting or the
that's
local
the same thing I
barbershop.
thought about when you said that.
Yes.
The rumbar.
Yes. And you have man talk, and the
Yeah,
man will
man.
say, say Patsy, she talk too much. It speak out right there. Yeah, man, talk to them. Stop it, brother.
Start the thing,
Embarrassing,
man.
man.
Yeah, man,
Embarrassing.
I say,
What you
do?
do? Yeah. Yeah, man, that is how they can support us.
Yeah,
man, do something.
Absolutely.
As you talk about that, as I said, I have a lot of experience. I was a baby. I wouldn't see and know it, but my mother told me that when I was born, my father didn't want to support her. He didn't want to help her. And every time she go to him for money, he would want to fight her and beat her. And my uncle, one of my uncles, step in and knock him out. And that was the end of that story.
Yeah, you start support right away.
That was the end of that story. My uncle said, don't let my sister, don't rush my sister, it's your child. And the funny thing about it, Mr. Favor the man.
Oh, my word. No, sir.
That a man defending woman, I mean, him says it's his sister, but I mean, he was defending his sister at that point. That is a man.
How dare you?
Yes.
Me as a woman, if me say any man I lick my sister, me and a man, but trust me, I get to talk about real sisterhood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there
Right.
for my sister, even if I give me 2 lick to, but me I go there.
Yeah, and they talk about that. I was there for my sister. My sister was going through some rough times with her child father some years ago. And at that time, I
whisk.
and I go out and I say, if you put your hand on her again, you're going. It's the last day you're going to live.
Wait, Lana, was that is a real spokeswoman?
So serious about abuse, and then it happens so often.
Oh,
and me have some bad experience too. But I'm very upset about abuse. You understand? And
that's
then,
why you are part of this organization,
Yes.
and doing your great work that
Right.
you're doing.
And now my sister becomes a defender for herself now. I don't even have to get involved in it.
Yes,
she defends
yes, she
herself.
defend herself. Yes.
And that guy hated me.
Can him not? He hate them or hate you,
Yes,
They
can
are
hate
not
them.
going to like you
Yeah.
because how dare you come get in our business?
Right.
Yeah, but that's okay.
I wasn't going to stand up and watch
That's
him
okay.
abuse my sister. No.
That too shall pass. Miss
Yeah.
Doreen.
Yes. The Queen.
Doreen the Queen. See him say go.
Yes. Well, I wrote down, so I guess it just coincided with what you're asking with the religious group. You know, I written down that raising awareness, be supportive, and speak on GBV, because one of the thing about the churches, I realize that they don't speak on those things. They don't, and if women in there are suffering GBV, they want them to stay in the relationship. I
They
don't
prefer if
support
they
it.
stay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
when the
support
pastors were here last week, their conversation was a bit different because they said, okay, they would try to make it work. They'd counsel them and so forth, and bring in help because they're not
sometimes
professional.
the counseling will do, but some of these persons, as what Nadia was saying earlier is that, in a nutshell, you have to find the root cause, what is causing
Absolutely.
the men to behave that way. And when you go back in time, you will realize that they themselves used to be abused.
Yes,
so they
that's
think
usually
that
the
it is
connection.
okay.
Mhm.
And talking to them and so forth, it's not an overnight thing.
Right, right.
So, sometimes you have to let persons, I'm not saying to be divorced, but, be separated, because you can't have the woman in the home, the man a beat out her daylight and her high black and blue, soling down, lockdown and all of these things, and he's still doing it continually. Something has to be done.
Absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
it usually leads to the ladies.
Right? And it always,
Yes.
more than
Yes.
likely, 99% of these abuse and these killing with these girls and women, it's not the first it occurs.
Right, yeah.
So, with the men and the men and boys organization, they need to have forum and workshop and all of these things to bring awareness, because even though they're not the only one that do GBV violence, but the truth is that they are 99% of the time
Wow.
are the one that inflict GBV. So,
So
you
listen,
have
you
to
are in
find.
the church. You're a church woman. You're a Christian. Have you ever been in a situation where because we're talking about sisterhood now? One of your church sisters, you notice that something not right. You say her eye black and blue, or shall wear glasses, or makeup, or try hide it. Have you ever been able to approach anyone like that on that level, or someone that might have been close to you in the church?
Oh, I would say that, not really. I haven't seen where the eyes them black and blue
Oh,
and
thank
shut
God.
down and all of those things. But I know of other church member that has been through that.
Yes.
But, persons, yes, I do talk to persons. It may not be the church that I am attending now, but, where you speak and you talk to them, and as what Nadia said, you have to be tactful, because you can't just go and go tell the
Right.
people and
Oh,
say,
yes. Oh,
hey, you
yes.
have to left, because
No,
you
no,
have
no,
to
no.
know certain things, and because at the end of the day, many of the times these things are happening because the women are not working.
So they're
Or
not
they don't
independent.
have a skill or something,
Yeah.
so they depend on them, and they have children, and you can just come and uproot their life like that and think that it's okay. You have to find a solution whereby you encourage them. Don't take abuse. You will sit with the person, because I've talked to persons, not really Christian, but outsiders and being out there evangelizing and so forth. I come across these victim, and I spoke not only to the woman but to the man, and find out, and you realize that it's not only the man alone, because I know for scenario where it's not you that think of the man of the
instigator.
yes, I do that, which is the other way around.
Yeah,
and
that
I
happens.
have to be tactful, because I know her before him. So I don't want to take side, and I don't want the man to feel left out to say,
Of
"Let's
course.
talk up from a friend." So you have to be tactful.
Very, very
that's
delicate
one
situation.
of the key roles for us. Whether you're a child of God or not, you have to be tactful. There is no side you can take, but to give professional advice.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you see that you can't do
You
that,
have to pass it on.
then you
to
pass
a
it on to
professional
the relevant
counselor,
bodies,
psychologist.
so that they too can go deeper. Because, as I say, it's a deep connection with these behavior.
But
And-
your
and,
first statements were that you didn't think the church was doing enough. How
I
do you
don't
think that
the
can be
church is
changed?
doing it.
Is
That
there
can
any
be
way your
changed by
group?
bringing awareness, by getting persons professional to come to have a forum, to have
Right.
whether it's
The
a Zoom
workshop.
platform,
Right.
Because the church need to most of all the church don't talk about even sex and all, as if it is a nastiness or a taboo or something.
In
And
this
we
day and age,
need to talk about these
21st
things.
century, that's still a go on?
Yes.
Oh,
These
dear.
things need to talk
Especially
about,
for
so
the
that
young
we
people
can
too.
combat these issues that are going on, because sex is a part of even GBV.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
GBV is both physically, emotionally, and all of those things. So we have to combat these things by bringing awareness in the church and the relevant authorities.
And I think the church need to include GBV discussions in their sermon.
Yes.
Make
Oh,
them
the
uncomfortable.
sermon,
In the
yeah.
sermon, man. In the church.
Oh,
Make
I
them
asked Pastor
uncomfortable.
about that last week.
Yes,
I said,
you
do you use any of your sermons to to if you know, say, boy, there was a problem and you're looking for the two people, I mean,
Yeah, man. That blow them up,
not
man.
really, but you know, we
They need to do it, man. They need to be more vigilant in this cause, man. Talk about it. Make them uncomfortable. Look them at them eye when you know so them do the thing and put them on the spot. I believe that. And collaborate with local organizations like ourselves.
Of course.
Right. So you know you can
Bring in-
we
you
know
can
we can
call
bring
in
in
for
persons for
workshops.
counseling
Yes,
and
I
stuff
like
like
that.
that. Yes, they need to do more.
So what do you think about that, Lana and Doreen, in
Yeah.
terms of the pastor, them know, yeah,
Okay,
talk
so
the thing them.
yeah. Okay, so for me, you know, I'm fully integrated in the church, right? As you know, pastor wife, first lady.
Yeah, what a responsibility you have there, so
Yes.
now.
So now, I
What
have not
Doreen
seen
says.
anybody. I've not seen any beat up like that in my church, like
Okay.
anybody with.
Yes, yes.
But I know they have fuss at home.
Mm-hmm.
Most cases, they love to talk with my husband. And if I know about it, I will talk to the female,
Right.
right, and encourage her and talk to her, whatever, because sometimes some simple adjustments
Yes.
can change the situation.
Of course.
Some simple adjustment. It's just sometimes I am adamant on my point and you adamant on your point, and nobody wants to.
Too much ego.
Yes. And that is one of the things that cause things to get out of control sometimes. So you have to understand the situation. As we all know that sometimes it's coming from way back when.
Yes.
You come in, you meeting a person who you don't know what their background is like, their grandparents, parents coming down the line, and they meet me and they don't know my story coming up, and then the two of you
Generational
come together and it's like a big clash
Yeah.
happened right there. But you have to understand how to get around it and not to attack it. If you attack it, you might create a problem. It might be a bigger issue if you attack the situation. So I have seen persons there, I've known individuals have issues and stuff like that, and the man come and we talk to him and we talk to him and so on. And I encourage a lady because she's a member of the church, and I encourage her and talk to her and say, you know what? It seems as if you're not getting anywhere with this situation because it's a long-standing situation.
Right.
And at this point where it come up front like this, the easier way to get it, you have what you are. I ask her, what are you planning to do? What are you going to do in
What's
this?
the future
Because
holds?
this is getting out of control now. And she said, Sister Maka, I'm going to do so and so, and I'm going to do so and so. I said, well, better yet, do it because I don't want it to explore and reach any further.
Right.
So it finished. We pray about it. We pray together, and monitor to see what's going on, and they are separated. I think they are divorced now, and these things happen, but we don't encourage people to go for divorce or to go for this.
That's
or
a
to go
last
for that.
resort.
Yeah, right.
Totally last
I
resort.
would don't and we encourage people. We talk to people. We pray with couples. If it's a man come in, we can talk to the man and get.
Who you
his
find
side.
that comes in more? Is it the woman, the females?
The
coming
woman, the
more?
more come,
Yeah.
yes. And the man will come in and you can talk to him and hear his point, and you have to be open to understand from his point also. You can't just listen to the woman and don't want to hear from the man.
Not at all.
You have to be open to see if we can cement the situation that it don't get out of control.
Right.
So we never really have those kind of situation at our church. Now, since that discussion last week, I hear my husband is planning to have a session of
Love that.
at church. So I don't really know about it. And then we don't have anybody really a fight and beat up and all of that.
But sometimes you
still
don't
have
know
to-
of it. But
You
it
sometimes you don't
exists.
know because
Yeah.
persons
No,
keep it to
no,
themselves.
no. You see, inner city people, as somebody said, I think it was Doreen, nothing don't stay under the carpet in that
Too
area.
long.
No, it don't stay there. When you think nobody knows, somebody
hear.
saw, somebody heard. So if it happened, if they don't talk it, somebody is going to say it.
Right.
And you're going to hear about it. So you were working on it, and I've never seen it, and I don't really want to have that experience in the church.
Yes.
And we prefer to talk with persons, pray with them, counsel with them, and see what best we can work out for them, rather than to reach to that point where the police have to get involved and community get involved. And you know, if it's my sister and my sister get beat up over there, me going go over there, go get involved, and
Of
then
course.
the next person go get involved, and
It
the next
just
family
come
get
one
involved.
circle of
Yes, and it
violations.
turn one
Yeah,
big
man.
story. So, you know, we don't really have that kind of situation there, and we pray about it, and we talk to people, and we encourage people.
So how soon do you think Reverend is going to put together those
No,
workshops?
it is on the program. Last night we had a meeting, and it is on the program.
Okay, you keep us updated about that, because we need to make those announcements as well. Not because you might not go to the church, but still,
Yes.
there's a way that you can be inclusive.
Yeah,
'Cause it's a community, you got to be inclusive.
yeah,
you know?
because we're border between Jonestown and Denham Town, so it's a lot of things going in between
Right, that's
these
what he
two
was saying.
areas.
Yeah,
Right.
what I'm call it again? No man's
land.
Yeah, no man's land.
Yeah,
And back in the day, no man's land was really a no man's land. That never
Exactly.
normal.
Exactly.
You know, so the church is
Exactly.
perched right there now. So
Yeah.
that's a difference, right? So Nadia, I need you to mention you have some classes going on still, right? Yeah, are they still going on?
Well, we have some
upcoming.
heart classes upcoming.
yes,
Yes, we have
please.
classes starting. So with the heart classes, we have data processing starting. Well, we had to push it back to June because we didn't get the
June is next week, you know?
Yes.
Oh.
So orientation coming up. So anybody who's interested, they can contact ROC at 876-929-8873 or 805-9147. That's a cell phone. We have data processing class, and this is for 17 to 29-year-old. They'll be getting a stipend for each day of class. Also,
When
this
you say that
course-
starts? You have the date?
No, we haven't decided on a
But it's gonna
start
be in
date, but
June.
it will be in June.
All right, great.
Right? And this is a 6 weeks course, right? Hard certified. However, if we have more mature persons over the 29 age who's interested, they still can sign up. They wouldn't get the
Great.
stipend, but they'll get their certificate at the end of the course.
Then when they're
Right.
not getting a stipend.
They're not, because this course was particularly designed for youths, 17 to 29.
But they can still come.
But
That
they
is
can
good.
still come.
That is good.
Right. And I'm so excited to say that our STEM classes has officially started.
Right.
This is for girls 5 to 17 years of age. We had our orientation session last week, Tuesday. Sorry,
Yes.
yes, last week. So we had our orientation session. The classes start the 31st of this month. Excited about that.
So for
because
those who don't know, what is a STEM? What is that about? Who don't understand what
so
the concept is about?
basically STEM is science, technology,
It's an acronym.
Yes, it's an acronym, and math. Now, what we're doing for these young girls is robotics, coding, and math tutoring. Yes, so our
Big
girls
things
can
for
come
all.
out. Right.
Love it.
Right.
5
so
to 17.
5 to 17
And the classes
years.
have started already.
And the classes, so we've reached our quorum. Classes
Okay.
have started, but we want this to be an ongoing thing. So this will be lasting 4 months. So after the 4 months, we want to keep it up
Next
and running.
batch.
Yeah, man, we want to empower our girls.
Because when you're empowered, man, there's less likelihood of having this abuse because of your independence.
Right.
You're being empowered.
Yes.
Yeah. Give out the phone number again, then, because
All
I
right,
know
so
people
it's-
going to be calling.
Sure, it's 876-929-8873 or 876-805-9147.
Excellent. We only have, like 2 minutes to go, so I'm asking everyone to just give a second or so of closing remarks about this particular topic.
All right, no, my thing, I just want to give out some numbers quick and fast for persons who might be going through GBV,
Sure. Yeah,
persons
man.
who
Very
want to
important.
reach out to somebody. No, our social services hotline number, so no excuse for abuse, sorry. Female callers can call 876-553-0372. Male callers can call 876-553-0387. Women Crisis Center It's 876-929-2997.
No, I said them too fast.
I'm sorry.
Somebody
so
at
it's
home writing them down.
876-929-2997. Perfect. Safe spots for children. You can call WhatsApp this number 876-439-5199. And I forever say, see something, say something. There's no excuse for abuse.
Love that. Thank you so much. Doreen, your closing remarks.
My final thought is, that, as I wrote down, that there are places to get help. Take it and let's work together to combat GBV, that our children and children do not suffer GBV. With this approach, we can have a better future. GBV, a few concern, a few business.
Miss Lorna.
Okay, for GBV, I'm definitely against it. I oppose it in Jesus' name. Right, and I think people must work together and help each other. If you see something, say something.
Yeah, absolutely powerful. I want to say thank you so much. Tomorrow, Roots FM turns 26. It's our 26th anniversary. It's
Happy
our
anniversary when it comes.
So I'm just so happy that you're still a part of what we do. Because, you are our extended family. And we really, changes are being made with regards to the work that you're doing. Women, they might not come on air, but they send me texts. They're listening. They speak to me, and they're really happy about this project, this program. So I want to also say congratulations to you for being a part of what we do here at Roots FM. I think it's very, very powerful, when it comes on to Women's Resource and Outreach Center. And, of course, now Women's Empowerment Benevolent Society. Webs and Rock. I tell you, it's powerful. So thanks again. Looking forward to seeing you next week, Friday, which I think is the 31st.
Yes.
Yeah. So, man, it's always good. It's always good to have you in studio. Very empowering, I must say, for all of us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. All right. So it's 5 minutes to the hour of 11 o'clock. And, of course, we're going to go right into our JIS page. Or you're going to see us also on the Instagram. Ashley's working hard on our Instagram page, so you'll see us there as well. All right, so we're going to take a pause for the cause, and we're coming right back. Soon come.
Your taxes hold the key.
Tax Administration Jamaica, TAJ, will open select tax offices